Well, meanwhile, there's been an emotional apology to children who were sexually abused in care from Nottinghamshire's former Social Services Director.
David White told the independent inquiry he took personal responsibility for children being failed by a chaotic department. Well, our social affairs correspondent, Jeremy Ball, has been following the hearing at Trent Bridge. Jeremy, good evening. Why did things go so badly wrong?
Well, Quentin, at the time Mr. White took over, he said they were totally overwhelmed, firefighting. And that's because it was 1989 when Nottinghamshire was still reeling from the big Broxtowe child abuse scandal, which was making these national headlines at the time. Now, he said relations with the police had completely broken down. Most residential workers weren't qualified. And he said the scale of what's emerging now has left him flabbergasted.
I'm staggered. And I say at the beginning and at the end, wholeheartedly can I offer my personal apologies to young people who came into care to be protected, nurtured and helped. And clearly we failed them.
So, Jeremy, what did he do to try and put things right?
Well, he put together a big report. You might remember it was called As If They Were Our Own. But he said today that missed golden opportunities because it didn't talk about children being abused by council staff. And because of that, he said, they failed to pick up on what this big national inquiry is looking at. And we heard that he resigned from the council in 1994.
I do accept responsibility as the director for what happened during my time of office. There's no way I'm trying to shirk that. I never would.
And Jeremy, were there any other warnings about what was going on?
There were. In fact, we heard today that council bosses were told, beware of Pied Pipers in residential care. Now, that warning came from Rod Jones, a former child protection head, who revealed today that staff records were routinely being destroyed only 3 years after they left their jobs. And of course, that's made it very difficult to trace allegations of child sex abuse. And he also said that they knew Nottinghamshire's childcare system had problems some 20 years ago.
It was somewhat besmirched by the level of abuse that we were getting to know. I have to say that there were many good and competent staff in the department, I have no doubt, and carers and residential staff, because as we know, abusers are very adept at hiding their tracks.
Now, tomorrow's the inquiry's last day before they pack up all this equipment at Trent Bridge and move it down to London for the rest of these hearings. And tomorrow we're expecting to hear from a former boss at the Beechwood Children's Home.
Jeremy Ball, thank you.